Hi guys, so after I made my yarn haul from Hobby Lobby and some other places that I found yarn, someone went and voted for Pick a Stitch, so I did not have to choose, and the winner was the Silt. And let's see, where is that one? That's this one. It's burgundy. I'm going to do it in a lighter color and see if it goes well. So if this is done in the multiples of 3 plus 1 and 2 just for the foundation chain. So that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to make one as big as this, but we're going to do that. And so we're just going to start with our foundation chain. There are various ways of doing this, and find the way you like the best, as long as we just have one. And we are going to do, let's do a multiple of, see, 3. Let's see what it looks like at 15. So I'm just going to do 15 to start out with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're making this with me, go ahead and do whatever stitch count you want, as long as it's a multiples of 3 plus 1, and then we're going to add 2 more just for the foundation chain. Okay, I ended up with 18. I didn't want to do it too small. So that was the multiples of 3. We're going to add the 1 plus 2. So this first row is just double crochets, and we're going to go fourth space, fourth front, oh my goodness, I can't talk, fourth chain from the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're just going to do 1 row of double crochets. And a double crochet, if you're unsure, it's just yarn over. We're going to go into our chain, grab some yarn. You're going to have 3 loops on your crochet hook, go through 2, go through 2. So yarn over, go in your chain, pull you some yarn, should have 3, yarn over again through 2, yarn over, and go through 2. So we're going to do our first row, just those. And I will see you at the end, and we'll get ready for row 2. Okay, so there's my foundation, or my row of double crochets. So now we're just going to chain 1 and turn. And in this first chain, or the top of our first stitch here, is 2 double crochets. 1, 2, and then we're going to count 1, 2, and on our third one here, we are going to put in a single crochet and then 2 double crochets. This is all in one space. We're going to do that again. We're going to go count over 1, 2, and then the next one, third one, we do a single, which is just go through your chain, bring up a loop, and then go through those 2 loops, and then we're going to put 2 double crochets in the same space. So you're going to have 3 stitches in one space. Single crochet and 2 double crochets. And then we're going to do that all the way across. Get ahead of myself here trying to do a double. Oop, got carried away. Go back through and fix that one. And that's just all we're going to do for this second row. And this is a 2-row repeat, which is, we're going to repeat row 1 and 2 until your project is done. It's at the end, so we're going to do these. And then our very last stitch for this row will be a single crochet. And all I'm using here is some odd yarn, which is I got out of my yarn jar, my yarn candy jar. Okay, there it is. Find that stitch all the way. I'm only finding half of it. There we go. Well, I finally got it and pulled it all out. It's late. If you hear a cute little noise in the background, that's my granddaughter. She's getting her bath time in. So I thought I'd jump on and do this. Okay, so there's our single crochet. So there's that 2 rows. I'm hoping you can see with the lighter color. I know dark colors are hard. So now we're going to chain 3. And then we're going to start our next row of double crochets. And it's going to be in all our stitches here. So we're going to go to the top of our we're going to go and just go ahead and do that till the end, and then we'll go back and do our little cluster of stitches. Okay, so when you're doing this, it's easy to maybe skip over this one stitch, and so this is where our single crochet was. So you want to make sure you jumping and getting that, because the double crochets are easy to spot. It's that single crochet that might be tempted to, skip over. And then of course your ends. Now that chain 3 we did at the beginning, I should have mentioned that is considered our first stitch. That's why we didn't, right here, we counted as our first one. So I should have mentioned that earlier. And we just have, whoop, somehow to hook upside down. Alright, so we have one more stitch. We should have one more at least, because again, if you want to go back and count and check and make sure you didn't miss any, because sometimes I do that when I'm talking. And we're just going to grab that end one. It's kind of hard to see. And we're ending with, well, we're not ending with a single crochet, we're ending with a double crochet. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I did not realize I was rolling all that time. So I had to go back and I had missed a place. So that happens. And then we're going to go into our last stitch, which is my hardest stitch to get a hold of. In those chains, I don't know what it is about the chains, turn chains, and getting in that, but it's always something I have struggled with. All right, there we go. And we're just going to end with a single crochet. I meant to put you on pause and do a couple more rows, and it's like you just sat there and got to see me struggle. 1, 2, 3, and then a row of double crochets. Well, that is all this is, and remember, this is counting as your first, so we're not going into this one. We're just going to go start. Okay, so it counts as our first double crochet. So we skip here. We're going to just start over here. And if I'm unsure, I always just go back and count. It's easier to count with your double crochets because it's just a whole row of them. What I did with the little cluster stitches, I didn't end right, so I knew I was off one, so went back and fixed that, which you got to see. I'm not going to edit it out. It's what happens sometimes, and it's very normal just to catch yourself at least. And this is, I think it's a pretty stitch for as simple as it is. It makes it kind of a nice, if I get to do all the blankets of all the stitches I like, I may just need to do a sampler blanket for everything. Just make a list of all the ones that were like multiples of 2, some that have multiples that would work with each other. Plan that out. That might be pretty. Or just do a lot of sample squares, and just like if you would do a granny square, but do sample squares of all your favorite stitches. Might be kind of unique and different. Or at least for me. I mean, there might be people who do that, but I wonder what else this would be good for. I don't know if it's a wearable type stitch or not. So, alright. So that is this week's Pick-a-Stitch. I hope you like it, and I hope you can see that and kind of see the texture of it. And I get to go look through and maybe get some other samples to see what we're going to do next week. Thanks for voting, everyone. I appreciate it. And I will see you later, and I hope you're having a wonderful night.